King Van's story seems to be never-ending. Word on the street is that a nurse is finally revealing what really happened during his final moments, and it's not what anyone expected. Remember when
he was supposed to have 3 surgeries. He made it through 2. He hopped off the bed after the second surgery and supposedly started fighting the nurse.
Now, it seems that same nurse is breaking down exactly what went down inside that hospital room, and it's even crazier than anyone imagined. Let's get into it. The hospital drama, what really went down. While King Von was fighting for his life in an Atlanta hospital, conflicting stories about his condition started circulating among his fam and close associates. The first info that reached Bo through Caleb B and others made it sound like Van had only caught a single bullet and was stable, but the real situation was way more serious. Van had been hit multiple times with deadly consequences. Bo remembers the moment he found out the devastating truth from Van's sister.
And I hear her in the kitchen crying, Sky. I heard her in the kitchen crying, saying that he gone and this and that. And I'm thinking, like, what you mean he gone? Like, I just talked about it. Like, what you talking about? And she like, yeah, they saying he, like, she crying.
The confusion about Van's condition kept going with Bo trying to make sense of the hopeful updates he'd gotten versus Sky's heartbreaking news.
Like, I can't even really get out her mouth. Like, she crying like that. So I'm thinking, like, what are you talking about? Because we just talked to Ronnie. He just told us this. He told me and his baby mama, Missy, you know, the mother of his daughter. Like, Missy crying.
Official reports from the medical team and the Atlanta Police Department confirmed that King Von died from multiple gunshot wounds he caught during the shootout. The autopsy, which hasn't been released to the public in full, reportedly documented just how serious his injuries were, including gunshot wounds to multiple parts of his body. According to details that have come out, Van was hit in his right hand, chest, and most critically, a fatal shot that entered through his back. The wounds were too severe, especially those to vital organs, causing him to bleed out internally despite doctors doing everything they could to save him. The official cause of death was listed as gunshot wounds, with no mention of any other factors like complications after surgery. However, in the years since Van passed, Bo has made some wild claims about what he believes went down during Van's final moments in the hospital. In multiple interviews, including one with 16-shot visuals, Bo alleged that Von actually survived 2 surgeries, but died after waiting.
Yeah, so, I was in Chicago at the time, but, was telling me, like, his sister, Kayla, she told me, she said that he had 3 surgeries, but he made it. He was supposed to have 3 surgeries. He made it through 2. He hopped off the bed after the second surgery and supposedly started fighting the nurse.
Balo continued with his shocking claim
and asked the nurse, where's his gun at? Something like that. And then he died because he went into shock.
This account, which suggests Van might have made it if he had just stayed calm, has been met with major skepticism. Medical professionals and fans on social media have called cap, pointing out the effects of anesthesia and how severe Van's injuries were, including spinal trauma that probably would have paralyzed him. Patients recovering from major surgery, especially with traumatic injuries like Van's, would typically be knocked out on meds and physically unable to do the things Bo described. Moreover, posts on social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, have specifically shot down Bo's story, citing investigative reports that say Van was shot 5 times and pronounced dead at 4:48 a.m. without ever regaining consciousness. These counterclaims line up better with what would be expected given how serious Van's wounds were. It's worth noting that Bo's story has changed over time. In earlier interviews, he mentioned getting information about Van's condition in pieces, often with contradictory details. At one point, he was told Von had been shot once, then later learned it was 8 times. Similarly, he initially got hopeful updates about Van's surgery before finding out he didn't make it. Bo himself admits the confusion and limited information he had.
So, like I said, Vonnie, he talking to me and Nisi, telling us that Von good, he got shot 1 time, and this and that whole time he got shot 8 times, and I didn't even know. But I'm feeling better inside my head, inside my heart.
Another take on Van's final moments comes from someone claiming to be an operating room nurse who commented on a Reddit post. This user said Van died from blood loss due to damage to multiple organs, including the pancreas, spleen, and small bowel, potentially leading to sepsis. While this account lines up better with what you'd expect medically for gunshot trauma victims, it's still unverified and doesn't mention any fight with hospital staff. The controversy around Van's final moments has been made even more complicated by other claims and theories that have popped up in the years since his death. Some fans have speculated about connections between Van's death and other rappers like MO3 and Young Dolph, pointing to patterns in the dates they died. Others have suggested that industry factors like ownership of masters might have played a role. Though these theories don't have much solid evidence and are generally dismissed by credible sources, King Van's manager, Jameson Francois, known as 100K Track, who was there during the shooting and also got hit, hasn't publicly backed Beau's story about Vaughn fighting nurses. In his interviews about that night, Track has focused on the shootout itself rather than Van's time in the hospital, suggesting he either wasn't there for those moments or doesn't agree with Beau's version of events. 100K Track's account ends with Van being taken to the hospital.
I don't know anything that's going on. When I look at the footage, I'm seeing like, oh, this down.
Okay, so did you actually see Vaughn get shot?
No.
While Beau's account of Van fighting nurses has gotten attention, especially in hip-hop news circles and on social media, it's just one perspective on Van's final moments and one that contradicts official reports and what medical experts would expect. The night everything changed in the streets, when the clock struck 3:20 a.m. on November 6, 2020, nobody knew the hip-hop game was about to take a major L. The situation popped off when two squads of dudes, including King Von and his crew, started beefing, which quickly escalated to gunplay. According to what 11 Alive News reported, the argument turned violent mad quick, with both sides letting off shots. Two off-duty Atlanta cops working security, plus another officer on patrol nearby, tried to break it up, which led to even more shots being fired. When the smoke cleared, 3 people, including 26-year-old King Von and 34-year-old Mark Blakely, had lost their lives. 3 others, including Van's manager, caught bullets but managed to pull through. What makes this whole situation extra complicated is all the different stories about what actually went down that night. The Atlanta PD stated that King Von most likely caught those fatal bullets during the initial shootout before police even got involved and was rushed to the hospital in somebody's whip rather than an ambulance. This detail, that Vaughn was transported in someone's personal vehicle instead of official EMS, would later become mad important in understanding his final hours. One of Van's homies who was on the scene that night, 100K Track.
So from what I understand, King Von was in his car outside the club, and someone approached him, one of his guys approached him and said, "Hey, we see Quando Rondo, I guess, asleep in the car or somewhere around in the area."
They seen so-and-so.
Yeah.
Track broke down exactly where he was when everything popped off.
You're actually right with him.
I'm in the front seat because at that time we drove in a Hellcat to the club. And when we left, I jumped in the same car, but he jumped with the security in a bulletproof truck. So when I came to the car, we've been waiting outside for like almost 40 minutes.
According to security footage and witnesses, King Von stepped to Quando Rondo and started throwing hands immediately. The situation went from 0 to 100 when Timothy Lil Tim Leaks, one of Quando's mans, pulled up on the fade and started busting his gun. Van was one of several people who caught strays in the ensuing chaos, and Track himself caught a bullet in the leg during the melee.
You get hit yourself?
Yeah.
In the leg?
In the leg, yep.
Did you realize you were hit?
That was my first time ever getting shot. I never got shot before in my life. Yeah. So, and adrenaline was running. So when I got hit, it sent a straight sharp pain through my body, and I looked, but I didn't know where I was bleeding at.
King Von's cousin, Beau, wasn't on the scene when everything went down, but he got the call from Van's sister, Kayla B, with the
I think it's like 2 o'clock, 2:43 to be exact out here. I'm asleep, but I see a missed call at 2:43, but I called 10 minutes later when I woke up and see my phone from Kayla. And she like, I called her back. She ain't answered. I called again. She answered. She like, I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? You called me? Because, I'm automatically thinking it's something because it's like you in Atlanta and you calling me at this time and I'm in Chicago.
When Beau finally got Kayla on the line, she hit him with the devastating news.
So she like, she sleeps. So she like, I was calling you because Ron had got shot one time, but Louis got shot and got shot. They saying that Louis and gone. Ron said he got shot one time.
This first report to Beau said Van had only caught a single bullet, which would later turn out to be cap when compared with what the doctors actually found. Beau explained how the info he got switched up real quick.
So I found out that he good and he in the hospital and he good. And so next she like he got shot one time. Come to find out he got shot 8 times.
How serious Van's injuries actually were became clearer as more info dropped. According to medical reports, he had multiple gunshot wounds, including hits to vital organs that caused him to bleed out internally. Despite getting rushed to the hospital still breathing, the trauma was just too severe. Conspiracy theories started flying almost immediately after Vaughn passed. Some people were saying he got set up, pointing to suspicious stuff like his security detail getting switched up or his transportation changing last minute. Bo has been especially loud about these suspicions, suggesting that Van's regular bulletproof whip had been swapped for a regular one.
I always say like that because it don't make sense to me because certain don't be making sense to me, and I just like a lot of fans, it don't be making sense to them either. But even to me, I don't know.
He broke down his concerns about the vehicle swap even further.
It just seemed like on my heart, something don't seem genuine, like at all. Ain't no way he getting woke up. The bag winner getting woke up to fight, and he wanted to go back to his B&B, but he at another club.
He broke down his concerns about the vehicle swap even further.
Sleep in the car, and somebody wake him up to fight, and as soon as he fight, his security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the you let him walk over and fight? You ain't even supposed to let him fight.
In another interview, Bo straight up said Van was backdoor set up. You know they trying to make it seem like Kayla set your cousin King Von up. I made it seem like that and everybody running with what I said. So you the first one I'm the first one original. Okay, so can we clear that up while we write here on Whoops then? Cause you can't just be throwing that on Kayla name like that cause hold on, wait. I'm not just throwing it on nobody name. But I don't got receipts or facts. I don't say. But it's important to note that these claims about a setup haven't been confirmed by any official sources. And the legal case against Timothy Lolton Leaks, who was initially charged with Van's murder, was dismissed in 2023 under Georgia's stand your ground law. This legal outcome suggests there wasn't enough evidence to back up any conspiracy theory about someone plotting to take Von out. As King Von was rushed to the hospital after catching all those slugs, his family, homies, and fans worldwide anxiously waited for updates on his condition. The initial word that reached his loved ones was hopeful, maybe misleadingly so. Bo recalled getting updates from Van's cousin, Bonnie, cause I didn't find out till the next morning. And I'm calling him to see, what's going on. And he telling me like, everybody's saying he good. He was fine doing his surgery. But the truth about what was going down inside the hospital, the desperate efforts to save Van's life, would only come out later, along with a wild account. From Bo that would raise serious questions about King Von's final moments. The aftermath, family beef, and ongoing street politics. The days after King Von passed were filled with grief, confusion, and the beginnings of family tension that would eventually spill onto social media for everyone to see. As Van's loved ones gathered in Atlanta to collect his belongings and hold each other down, the seeds of future beef were already being planted. Bo described arriving at Van's crib in Atlanta and finding a chaotic scene. I made it there first. And by me making it first, like I was out of it. Like, I really wasn't, I couldn't pay attention to everything. He noted how Van's so-called homies were acting, but when I first walked in, I had all his so-called friends, everybody saying they trying to rush back to Chicago. Nobody console his mama upstairs. So that's the first thing I'm doing. One of the biggest controversies to come out of this period involves Van's sister Kayla B and allegations that she took important items from Van's home, including hard drives containing his unreleased music. Bo has been especially vocal about these claims. She took the hard drive, and I'm going to tell you when she took it and how she took it. The second day after Von died. Then the second day we flew out there. Bo detailed a scene where he caught Kayla in Van's closet, so Kayla is in his walk-in. Me and my brother that died, we had just got there. We had a late flight. So, I go in the house, I go upstairs, and Kayla is in Von's walk-in closet. So, she just sitting there, she's sitting there crying. According to Bo, Kayla took personal items of Van's, including drip and a Louis Vuitton suitcase. Even I seen her, she was like, yeah, I'ma take this suitcase cause my friend bought it, and I'ma take a couple items to remember my brother has. I'm not thinking none of it. So she took 2 pair of Amiris, a jacket, and some a shirt or something, and she took the Louis suitcase. More controversially, Bo claims he witnessed Kayla retrieving hard drives containing Van's music while on the phone with someone. She on the phone with somebody, and they telling her to look under this cap. I just heard her going in the bathroom and she looking under, I just hear cabinet slamming this and that. Somebody, I heard her on the phone with somebody. Bo continued, somebody asking telling her go under this cabinet for the hard drive. The hard drive is under this cabinet. In Bo's view, the main issue wasn't that Kayla took the hard drives, but that she didn't consult Van's mother first. I'm thinking okay, she just getting his music protecting it. But my thing and what came to my attention, why she didn't, Von mom in the room, under the cover, in Von bed. Why you didn't say, hey, I got Vonnie on the phone, he telling me to get, cause she don't know about music. Bo concluded. She should have went in there and told his mama first like what was going on, like I got Bonnie on the phone. He wanted me to get the flash drive, so we can still make sure his music, she knowing her she would have said go ahead. But you took that and stuffed it in a suitcase with all the clothes, and then you just left. These alleged actions by Kayla have been a major source of ongoing family beef. Bo has also claimed that Kayla eventually gave the hard drives to Lil Durk, Van's mentor and the head of only the family record label, though this claim remains unverified. Another controversial figure in the aftermath of Van's death is a man named Vonnie, who Bo describes as Van's father's best friend's son. According to Bo, Vonnie had major access to Van's finances and property. So, he got access, same access to that Van had. He got the same access. He's the authorized use on the cards, too. Bo claims that Van owned significant assets that have since disappeared. My brother that died, he had a CDL. He was supposed to be driving for Van had a truck company coming. He had 5 so far. He had 5 18-wheelers. My brother was supposed to be driving for him. He continued listing Van's assets. He had a property on 70th and State, I think. He had a building. He was opening a store dedicated to my grandma, like a little restaurant. He had all this. He had his own little black truck. He had his car he got for his birthday. According to Bo, these assets haven't been made available to Van's family. We ain't got none of it. His mom ain't got none of it. You know why? Vonnie was authorized use on everything. These claims about missing assets and financial disputes, while compelling, remain difficult to verify independently. Without access to Van's financial records or official documentation of his estate, it's challenging to determine exactly what he owned when he died. The family tension has extended beyond issues of assets to include public beef, particularly between Bo and Kayla B. Things went south after Van's death, starting around Thanksgiving. You done made a TikTok for this, Bo? Let's break this down. I think I did. So, what's the backstory? What's going on with it? We got into it in 2021. That 2021 Lil Devin birthday and Von birthday got the same birthday. We got into it cause she know I wasn't with half of the people she invited to Lil Devin birthday party. Bo also described a falling out with Kayla B that began during the Thanksgiving after Van's death. So whole time all this beef started cause of her best friend Ka. You told her you ain't want her over there. You told Tasha you didn't want Kayla over your house for Thanksgiving. So Kayla got mad. She went on the internet the next day, said Van wasn't with his mama. He continued, he wasn't with none of his people. He didn't want none of us around. I text her phone and I said, was that true though? What? When Kayla said that? Hell no. He was with his mama. So why Kayla hooped like that? I promise you I don't know why she hooped like that. And I promise you I don't know why she did that. But he with everybody. These personal beefs have occasionally spilled onto social media, where both Bo and Kayla B have made statements about each other and about Van's legacy. The public nature of these disputes has sometimes overshadowed conversations about Van's musical contributions and the broader circumstances of his death. Beyond family disputes, there are ongoing legal matters related to Van's death. Timothy Lol Tim Leaks, initially charged with felony murder in connection with Van's shooting, had those charges dismissed in August 2023 under Georgia's Stand Your Ground law. This legal outcome has been controversial among Bond's supporters and has contributed to ongoing discussions about what really went down the night he died. More recently, a wrongful death lawsuit was filed in October 2024 by the family of another rapper, FBG Duck, naming King Van's estate, Lil Durk, and others, alleging negligence and misconduct. This litigation suggests that the legal fallout from Van's life and death continues to unfold. Additionally, on October 24, 2024, 5 of King Van's associates were charged in a murder-for-hire plot targeting Quando Rondo in Los Angeles in August 2022, allegedly as get back for King Von's death. Lil Durk was also arrested on related charges, accused of orchestrating the hit on a rival rapper. These developments show how the consequences of Van's death continue to shake up the hip-hop community and the streets. Amid all the drama and beef, King Von's family members, including Bo, have tried to keep his legacy alive in various ways. Bo mentioned upcoming projects to honor Van's memory during an interview. So, before we close out, is there anything else you want to let the people know? Anything you want to get off your chest, promote? Message for the youth. I just need y'all to be on the lookout for the new crew culture coming in April. We're revamping. Last year I was slipping. This year I'm pimping. No, but we coming back. He continued by mentioning a documentary about Van in the works. I got a hair care line coming out as well. It's called Black by Bo. I got a little show coming out the end of this month. We got a documentary coming out for Van sometime this year. I can't say the date. Bo also revealed that another Van album was coming soon. And he also got another album coming out this year. We going to shout out my cousin, she be on Baddies number 1307. These efforts to keep Van's artistic legacy alive exist alongside the more controversial aspects of the aftermath of his death. Since he passed, Van's music has continued to drop posthumously, with his debut album Welcome to a Block doing crazy numbers despite being released just a week before his death. Van's cousin also shared a little-known fact about Van's education that might surprise some fans. Random question, but did Van actually go to college? Yes, he went to South Suburban College. What's that? South Holland. South Holland. I never went to college. He went to college. That's dope. I had to realize that the other day. I'm thinking like, damn, out of everybody and all these people saying about Van, he the only one went to college. Wow. Him and his mama. This humanizing detail offers a different side of Van, showing dimensions of his life beyond his public image as a drill rapper with street ties. King Van's legacy is bigger than the drama surrounding his death. At just 26 years old, he had already established himself as one of the coldest storytellers in the drill rap game, known for vivid narratives pulled straight from his experiences in Chicago's O-Block neighborhood. His unique style and authentic approach to hip-hop continue to influence artists and connect with fans worldwide. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.